The first couple of weeks of August has been a blessing for mobile gaming, as it was the case with the previous months as well. I've already made a few videos regarding the new releases, but as always, there's more. Here's a dozen of new games, about 20 more new games released these past few days, ready to go for your Android and iOS devices as well. Available on TapTap and a few other websites as well. Number one, we have one of the biggest AAA action RPGs of the year, with over 2 years of development before any kind of reveal that finally made it out in its alpha phase. If you miss out on, we have here Ying. Ying or Feng Ying on TapTap is a large-scale fighting Souls-like and a narrative game in nature. It's almost a PlayStation exclusive like Final Fantasy in feel, a real-time hack and slasher though, and an adventure in pace. Long story short, it's available now to try. It takes you down about 5 GB of storage. It's playable online. Take a look. With over 10 million downloads on the Play Store. Number 2, we have Rec Room. This is just a quick reminder, this is a social life sim that's been around for years, and ever since it's getting nothing but positive reception. Reason it is in the list here today is because it's available through a few regions that it formerly wasn't, in addition to a final patch that basically got rid of a few bugs and glitches and took care of a few adjustments as well. The game itself is a cross-platform with even VR headsets, multiplayer, mod-making, casual building, and fighting sim. There's now 4 GB of storage. Number 3. From a couple of months ago, we've got over here Kingdom Blood. Guys, this is in case you haven't come across yet or didn't know. Technically based on a Netflix Korean zombie series with the same name, Kingdom, which I mentioned before is one of the best Netflix shows out there, even though it's out in 2 seasons. It's a story-driven hack and slasher, as you can see. That's just a quick reminder though, as I said, Kingdom the Blood is coming to PCs, PlayStation 5, and also the mobile devices, and due out by the end of the year. It's actually available through pre-registration state on TapTap. Been around since May last year, now finally on the App Store with a 5 out of 5 in addition to a global release. Number 4, we have a Kingdom Dash. Coming from a new giant of a mobile game developer in town, this game is, as you can see, an endless runner that takes you through a pretty vibrant and epic fantasy world as you escape from an overlord and battle as Night Legions. It's basically Subway Surf with a different backstory, some fighting mechanics, and a few other stuffs as well.
Targets in sight.
Number 5, we have Matrix Fire. It's a first mobile, first-person, metaverse-based shooter. Not just that, actually, the first game in the Matrix platform too. Game's a cyberpunk-style 5 versus 5 classic shooter like Rainbow Siege, about you combat to win NFTs and digital art assets. That is basically just in-game items that can be put up for trade or even made for sale. Here's a short trailer the company released. It's in its alpha phase right now. The game is about 1 GB in size and it's actually free. Number 6, we have Bug Heroes Tower Defense. I'm assuming y'all familiar with the Bug Heroes. It's a squad-based action, almost battle royale in feel, series of games from the same developers who previously came out with the War Tortoise and Magic Middle games. These folks are actually known to make very epic games and action. Anyway, Bug Heroes Tower Defense here was a strategy game in nature. It's available on the Play Store only. It's free. It takes about almost 1 GB of storage and it's free. Sitting on TapTap and the Apple Store as of yesterday, with over 1 million registered players, no longer in its pre-registration state though, right out there for download on TapTap we have Anchor Panic. Although this game is in simplified Chinese and said to be coming over in English pretty soon, maybe by the end of the month, this has to be already one of the most graphically demanding real-time strategy RPGs of the year. Game's about 4 GB of storage, available on the App Store and TapTap, coming to Google Play in about a few days. Now, speaking of graphically demanding games that are in simplified Chinese, not only we had hands on Anchor Panic, there was another, although turn-based as opposed to real-time, but just the same strategy RPG on TapTap. This one goes by the name Code AOI. Quick mention, this was the English version is hitting both the Google and the App Store early to mid-September this year. Moving on. Coming from the same developers of Monster Fishing 2023 with over 10 million downloads on just the Google Play, more than a dozen other games on the Play Store with the same statistics, we've got over here the Cat Fishing Village. It's a free-to-play, rather open world in style, but technically a social life sim where you manage a world ran by cats. Actually one of the best games in scale and quality released this year, although it is still in its pre-registration phase and coming out globally next week. Now, speaking of city building simulation games, at number 10 we have another just like Cat Fishing Village going by the name Brick City. Guys, Brick City is a sandbox city building game that lets you rebuild a now desolate Earth about 500 years into the future from now on, where there's this new species evolved out of what's left and are trying to restore life back to Earth. This game has quite a bit of resemblance to Minecraft. It's free, but 500 megabytes in storage and playable online. One more for the road if the last two games didn't really cut it, because this one's actually available already since yesterday. We have Football Club Tycoon. This is not a sandbox nor a life sim, but a tycoon style management sim, where your task is to just take part in everything related to football. Gather a team, coach them, their field, their stadium, and everything in between. This game's available on both platforms for free, and so far it's actually rated a 5 out of 5. Number 12, we have a Queen's Knights slash Idle, an idle RPG. Guys, the list goes on up to 20. There is a couple of paid games that are really, really good. I want you to check out the trailers. All links down in the description, all the details on the screen. If there's anything you need to know, just let me know about it down in the description.
Required support over.